Hey everyone, welcome to Quarter Mile Farm. I'm out in our greenhouse today. Last night we had a surprise. Well, it was in the forecast, but for those that weren't watching the forecast, maybe they were surprised, but we had some snow last night. Really just a smattering of snow, but a little bit of whiteness on the ground. So I'm out here in the greenhouse mainly because I just got a box in the mail. Isn't that exciting to get a box in the mail? No. I got myself a heat mat for my seedlings so that I can grow my tomatoes and peppers more quickly because they require warmer soil to germinate, and I wanted my tomatoes and peppers to not take so long to grow. So I'm going to get this set up, and we've also done a lot of work in here. And I think you can go back and maybe see some of the other videos that I've done recently in the greenhouse where I had cleaned it all out. I think I was starting to tell this in the last video, or one of the last videos, and then I never really explained what I had done in here. We were going to move the greenhouse, and so I had taken out the tables that were in here so that we could move it. We ended up not moving it, but the tables just got left out all summer long. So I just had basically the ground in here to deal with. But I did have a shelf over here that was up on some black barrels. Those black barrels actually ended up being filled with water to act as a heat ballast for the winter time. We decided to actually remove those barrels, and so Brent and I worked on that, and then we got the rest of the shelves in here. So I'll show you around and you can see how actually nice and neat it is in here now with some great workspace. So I'll take you around and show you some video in here, and then we'll also get the seed heating mat put on the table and get some seeds on it. So let's go do that. Okay, before I get the tour going around, I wanted to give you a little update on my raised bed that's here in the greenhouse. Just give you a little show of what's growing. Is it still growing? We have another cold snap here. We're down in the 20s again, so it's getting cold at night. So how are my plants that I planted in January, how are they doing? Maybe we need to let him in. Come on, puppy. Come on. Oh, he saw a cat. Oh, he's back. Come on. So I did a little mending here, not mending, but the wind, it was really windy here for a few days, and it's still actually a little breezy today. And the wind was just pouring in through these cracks. So I just took some masking tape and put it along the sides here where they were kind of, this window doesn't sit in here firmly, so it's got some cracks to blow in. And then I just put some down here as well. And then up here, see if you can see it, there's a crack there. It's hard to get it because it's the door just not sitting up against the jamb. So I just put some tape there to kind of just be a wind block. So that kind of helps keep some of the wind out. If you remember back there, I had filled those holes with paper, and on one of those really windy days it had actually been blown out, so I had to put those back. So anyway, just trying to keep the cold wind out, and it's pretty chilly in here today. But anyway, I wanted to show you my little raised bed in here and what's growing. And I'm pleased to say that not much has died. I have had some of the lettuce kind of start rotting. So I'll actually come back through and start filling it with some more seeds. But you can see there's some of the broccoli seeds that I planted. There's another one right there. Some other weeds popping up, but here we have quite a few broccoli seeds coming up. Right there, and then all along I did a little row right here as well. So still producing lettuce. I've picked lettuce a couple of times since then. And then there's been a whole lot more spinach coming up, and look at, the secondary leaves are coming on. Yes. I'm so excited about this winter gardening stuff. Here's lettuce. That's really getting nice and big. That's a weed. And then this was another type of lettuce. It's really starting to come up now. And then I've had, I think, about 6 pea plants come up. And then these peas never came up. I planted some beets in this row, and then I planted some more beets kind of in between these 2 rows here, so I can get another crop going. And what now? You want out? You want out now? Okay. You're gonna make me get all of my warm air out by opening and closing the door. But you can see the snow that we got. It wasn't a lot, but anyway, so I'm excited about what's growing in the raised bed in January and February. If you're just joining me, these peas and the lettuce and the spinach I planted in January, mid-January. So I'll actually hopefully even be able to harvest some of this just really early spring. So that's exciting. All right, here is a shot of what our greenhouse looks like now. So you might remember from the last time, these 2 tables were not in here, and I just had all my plants on the floor over there. And I did have a table over here, but it was lifted up on some black barrels, and we took those out. And so we moved those 2 tables back in, and then we had to move this table out to get the barrels out, and then move this table back in. So actually, this is the table that was over the barrels, because it doesn't have the bottom shelf, because that's where the barrels were. So we moved that one over here so that we could put potted plants under there, but be on the side that gets the southern winter sun, because when it's the winter time, this is the side that gets most of the sunlight. So we can bring in potted plants in the winter time and have them over there to get some sun. So let me show you some of the stuff that I've been doing in here in the last couple of weeks. You can kind of see there's been a lot going on. Okay, in zone 7A, 6B, now to about mid-March is when you want to start your tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, some of those nightshade plants. They take a long time to germinate, especially the peppers I found. Last year they took forever for me. And so I've been working, since we had a little bit warmer days there for a little bit, I was working out here and getting some seeds planted. So I have those in these, and you can see I put masking tape with the names of the seeds on them. I'm just going to go over the seeds that I planted here real quick. It's really cold out here today, so I don't want to stay long, but I'll just go over the seedlings that I planted, and I'm going to put the heat mat down and get them warming up, because this cold weather is not helping with their germination rate at all. So let's get going with that. So I first planted some tomatoes, and I planted my favorites from last year. Of course, I planted some more mortgage lifter tomatoes. Really great. I like the flavor of them. They have a good flesh to them. They're good for canning, for slicing. My problem with these was they took forever to start producing last year, but it could have just been the type of weather that we were having. Sometimes that really affects them. So the mortgage lifter, the really huge paste tomatoes that I planted, the largest one I got last year was like 1 pound, 14 ounces, 13 or 14 ounces. And I was calling them the ox heart. And it was actually the Hungarian heart, which is a type of ox heart tomato. So the Hungarian heart tomato, I'm planting more of those. And I just, with these, I emptied my envelopes. I just planted whatever I had left. So I hope I'll either plant them all. I probably have some seedling sales here at the farm, and try to sell a whole bunch of the seedlings that I planted too. Okay, so I planted those. Then I went to just some other tomatoes that I had. I was gonna try to only plant some, like I did last year, but then I'm like, I was going through my seeds, and I was like, I just want to plant like all the seeds. Some of them are several years old. Pardon me, I'm getting a phone call. Stupid spam phone calls, I tell you. They're so interruptive. Okay, so I kind of just decided that I wanted to plant like all the seeds that I had left, And some of these seeds I've had for like several years now, and I don't want to like have them go to waste. So I'm like, I'm just gonna plant whatever I have, if I have the space to do it in here. And that way I have a whole bunch that I can sell if I need to, or whatever doesn't sell, I'll plant. And maybe this year I'll actually have enough. Would you be quiet? What's going on? Oh, you see, Gideon is out there on the back patio. So, where was I? Oh, yeah, so last year I didn't really grow enough to be able to sell. So if I have a lot of tomato plants this year, then I will just have more tomatoes to possibly sell. So I have those two. Then I planted the Rutgers, which I really enjoyed this one as a canning tomato. It's good flavor. So they grow to be about a ½ pound fruits. So it's a really good one for canning, for slicing, for whatever. So then I went to some of my older tomatoes that I had. I've had these since I lived at our old house. I have Nature's Riddle and the pineapple tomato. These can be up to 2 pounds. So that'll be fun. And then I planted the German pink. And then I went into peppers, and I don't have an empty envelopes of all of those. Looks like I have a seed in there. Ah, look at that. Hi, buddy. All right, Gideon has joined us. You want to come say hi?
Hello.
Hi. So anyway, yeah, I just found a sweet banana pepper seed in there, so I'm just going to toss it in with the other ones I planted over here, and we'll have 2 seedlings growing in one. I also planted some red cayenne pepper, and then a jalapeno M, I think it is, and then yeah, cayenne pepper, jalapeno M, and then a another jalapeno, early jalapeno. So I think that's all of the pepper plants that I planted. And then I planted a lot of jalapeno peppers because last year I only had a couple plants and we needed a lot more in order to put them up for my husband for the year. I got like 2 quarts, maybe, yeah, I think 2 quarts last year. Although some of the peppers I didn't get to, they got tossed instead of canned. But hopefully this year we'll change that. The next thing I did, I also planted some eggplants. I had diamond eggplant seeds, which were kind of skinny, longer ones. And then I actually got a mixture of eggplant seeds from another company, and it was like 300 plants, or 300 plus seeds, and so I actually planted this one and another full tray just of eggplant seeds, and I think most of them are going to be like small globular ones. So we'll see how many eggplants we get. That'll be a lot. So let's go over here now. I have some more seeds over there that I planted. So, and then I'll show you some of the other stuff that we've been doing. Okay, back here in this corner, I have another tray of the eggplants. And then in these trays here, I have 2 trays that are just like this. And then 2 trays that are a 6-pack, but they're a larger 6-pack. So in those 2, or in those, I have 2 each of those. So in those 4, in the just regular whole flat ones, I did a red Denver onion, because this is another one that takes a while to grow. You want to get them started early on. And then also the yellow sweet Spanish onion. So I have those germinating right there. Okay, so over there, there's the raised bread. There's a little boy called Gideon. There's the tomatoes and peppers, and then we also have my tray of lavender seeds that got started, and I haven't ever transplanted those. So that's what we have so far. Down here I actually planted some fruit tree seeds, and actually some moringa seeds. What did I plant down here? This is a cherry tree, a Royal Anne cherry tree. I had some ornamental cherry plums that I gathered from a tree in town. Didn't label all of these. I think some apricots. Yes, some apricot seeds that I'd saved. Some pistachio seeds. And I'm pretty sure these are moringa. So hopefully we'll get some moringa plants growing. I also have some more moringa seeds inside. But look at, there's Doggy again. Okay, real quick, my fingers are getting cold. So down here we just kind of have some storage. It's kind of messy because I had some of this up on the top shelves, but then Brent came in and wanted to start some seeds. So I kind of had to move some things around. So that's kind of messy down there. But here I have all my potted plants from last year. I have peach trees, some lavender. These are my honeyberries that need to go out. More lavender. And then these are my goji berry plants that I'll be putting out in the food forest. Here is my rhubarb. They're really starting to get some good growth. I'll be putting those out this year as well. Some strawberries I bought last year that I never got planted. And some thyme for ground cover. And more lavender, of course. So then over here we have this soil pot or soil mixing sink, bin, whatever you want to call it. So that comes in real handy for filling trays with soil. So now right here, my husband came in and he's going to have his flower garden. I think I was starting to tell you guys a little bit about growing flowers this year in one of our other videos. Haven't really expounded much on that, but Brent is starting some of his flower seeds. So these ones are Gomphrena, and then we have echinacea and straw flowers. So he took his whole seed packs and planted them all. So there's like 150 to 250 of each type of plant. So that's going to be a lot of flowers. So that's kind of an update for the greenhouse. Let's get this heating mat going. Maybe I can warm my fingers up a little bit. So one thing that's really nice about this greenhouse is that the previous owners did actually bring electricity out to the greenhouse. So we'll find, I've never tried it to see if it works today. So as we put this heat mat out, we're going to find out if the electricity actually works. So first I need to move these seeds so that I can get the mat down to put under them. The seed mat that I got is 4 feet long, I think it was, and about 20 inches wide, so I should be able to fit about 4 of these seed trays on it. So that means I'll only be able to start a few of my trays at a time, but that's okay, we'll just get some going. And I had read on my gardener's Facebook page, Luke had posted that you only need the seed mats or the heat mat until the seeds actually germinate. And then after that you actually need to take the plants off, which is a good thing I read that because I wouldn't have known that otherwise. So once they germinate, then I'll put the other seed trays on it to start germinating. Okay, I have a thermometer. Had that inside for a while, but it's supposed to actually be out here to keep track of the heat. Do you want to go inside, sweetie? Not yet? Okay. So this is a really long seat mat here. Here's the electrical cord. Let's look at it this way first. So I got the iPower Seed Starter Heat Mat. It says household indoor use only. Keep it away from water, out of direct sunlight. Place it near electrical outlet for plug and cord. Prior to placing your seed starter tray on the heat mat, be sure to water your starter mix or starter pellets. Okay, so 2 to 3 per cell, 2 to 3 seeds per cell. Plug in the cord of the heat mat to begin the seed starting process. Never leave your heat mat unattended in the household. Keeping clear sight. Okay. So anyway, if you are looking for a seed mat, this is a nice sized one. So we'll see how it does overall, but I really like the size of this one. Rather than going for some small ones, I knew our tables out here were nice and long, so I'd have room to put a longer one. But they do have them in various sizes, so if this is too long for you, you can look for something smaller. So, we'll see if this electricity works. Doesn't look like there's any light indicator that it's on, so we'll just feel it in a little bit and see if the heat is coming on. Yeah, my fingers are very cold right now.
Not only my fingers, but my feet.
Your feet too?
I don't mind my legs getting cold.
Yeah.
I always live with them. Literally.
Yeah. Okay. There's about 3 extra inches on this side, so these eggplants are gonna get a little bit of heat right there. Because that's where they have to be. Okay. Well, I think that does it for this video. Mainly because my fingers are really cold. Let's see if this says what time or what temp it is. It says it's 38. It's a lot lower than 38 here.
It's 47.
Yeah, well, my last thing on the phone said 27. 28. Yes, we're up to 28 now.
28? About 48.
Nope, 28. If it were 38, it wouldn't be snowing. Anyway, it's cold here. Yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!
The snow just really picked up again.
Now my hands are freezing. I'm just gonna wipe them on my shorts and dry them. And then put my hands in my pockets. Because I'm freezing cold. I'll be like... Super snowy up here.
You gonna come down the slide?
No.
Aw, come on. Maybe if you had your snow pants on. It'd be awfully cold with your shorts on.
I could put my coat on there.
Yeah.
This is kind of a waterproofish coat,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying
A
to
little.
make an avalanche.
but like I don't want to do that
You'd be cold then.
because then I have to take it out. Gotta cool that.
Yep.
Snow pug.
I'm trying to make an avalanche.
Oh.
Snow's getting on my feet.
Yep. We need to get our winter clothes out, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to try to hold on for dear life. Or just for dear warmth.
Well, you're kind of causing an avalanche.
I'm literally stomping on it. Give me something to throw it at. Up here.
There, take one of those and throw it down. Oh!
Oh, come on. I'm going to try the stick.
Okay.
It's just pushing the snow. It's not really causing an avalanche.
Well, there's some snow falling though.
Alright.
I could use that to drag it all down.
Oh!
Then roll it back up.
Throw it back up.
Yeah. I want to
So we were learning a little bit about avalanches in homeschool a couple days ago. So he's just trying to create his own avalanche on the slide here.
Look at that.
Listen. This is going to end badly.
No, it's not.
This is only going to end badly.
Oh, oh!
Feel that thing.
Woo!
I am so cold.
Let's go warm up, huh?
My flip flop.
Uh-oh! There it is.